the third artist, founder, president of the ONYXCON Foundation. And today just so happens to be Father's Day, so let me start with saying Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, all who do the role. That's all I have to say about these days. I definitely wish people a Happy Father's Day. I'm going to celebrate my dad today, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing something special for him and all of that. But I always say Mother's Day and Father's Day and any of these days, they every day. Cherish those people in your life every day. And whether they're here in the flesh or not, if they did the job, if you love them dearly and they always showed you what you need to be and who you are and gave you all the guidance that a real person in those roles do, show them love, y'all. Show them love and never forget them. All right? So, today when I was getting on my ONYXCON fit, you know what I'm saying? When I was getting on my steez, my style, what I'm wearing right now, you know what I mean? I was trying to decide, and I had put this outfit aside for something else, and I said, you know what, I'm going to wear that today. Yeah, I'm going to wear that today. That's what I'm going to do. Just because I just felt like it was a good day to wear it. Not really any particular salute to Father's Day or anything, but I got on my, I don't know if y'all can see that, Bolaji Badejo. Bolaji Badejo. All right, and I hope I'm saying it right for all my Nigerian, all my Yoruba, all my peeps that would know how to say it properly. I hope I said it right. Bolaji Badejo. Who this man is, if you notice, it's like, looks like a black guy wearing the xenomorph alien outfit. No, it's not just any black guy wearing the xenomorph alien outfit. It's the black guy, original African man, who was, that's right, who was the gentleman who wore the first suit for the xenomorph in the Alien franchise, the original first 1979 film. And I custom had this t-shirt made years ago. I want to make some other ones and pay more tribute to him in a more, it's just a more elaborate way. That's all. I always loved this shirt. And when I found this fact out many years ago, I've been knowing about this for a long time, right? But of course, it was a shock when I first found it. I was like, whoa. The first person to ever be in the suit and bring that character to life, the classic Alien from the original Alien movie with Sigourney Weaver and all the rest of that incredible cast, it was a Nigerian brother. Like, yo, I was like, man, wow. And there's a long history to this. He was a 6'10", 6'10", y'all. You understand? Like just shy of 7 foot. All right. Nigerian student at the time he was quote unquote discovered as far as Hollywood goes. And there were two producers, as the story goes, as I remember. They were at some bar or some restaurant or something, and they just happened to notice him and was like, you know, how tall he was and his build. And they was like, and they were planning to produce the movie. They were already in process, and they were trying to find somebody to fit the suit. And it needed somebody super slim, but at that height. And they just was like, yo, who is this guy? And of course, you know, they proposed what they wanted to do. They offered him an opportunity. I don't remember the exact details of how it all finally came together, but he accepted the opportunity at some point. And, you know, probably being a student in college, he probably thought, wow, how exciting. I can be in a movie, a Hollywood movie. In my research, if I remember correctly, the budget of the film was like 11 million. All right. So not a lot for a sci-fi movie, even back then. But, well, I take that back. Back then, that probably was a pretty decent, substantial budget, 1979. But at the same time, there were, you know, there's a lot that could be considered about that budget and everything. The most important fact to note is the film ended up being, of course, the financial success it did. It grossed 184 million worldwide. Now that's based on, if I remember from my research, I did quick research before I got into talking about this, like a 1992 status of the film. So ain't no telling what the hell it's grossed since then. If you think about everybody who's bought that movie and can still go to Walmart or anywhere, Best Buy, and be like, yeah, let me get that digitally remastered 4K, 5K now. What K? Which level of pixels are we on for television? Probably up to 5K, you know what I'm saying? Some new version of it, totally digitally and audio remaster. You know how they always do it. Any way to resell it to you again and again and again. All right. But it's unfortunate to say too that this young man, he passed. He transitioned way before his time. I forget his death date, but I'm saying he didn't live what most might consider a super full life. And it was to my understanding, it was a kind of an obscure thing. Like nobody had exact details on how, but they did know it was natural causes, that type of thing. And then, you know, after the movie was made, like I looked up this, I said, okay, well, how much did he get paid to do such an important role in Hollywood, considering the history of that? And nothing could give me a definition of how much he got paid. See, that's when I know there's some of that bullshit in the air, you see? Because anybody who gets paid anything in Hollywood for a movie that important, that popular, that much of a big, huge franchise, they keep record and it becomes public notice. I ain't got to search for what Robert Downey Jr. got paid for the first Iron Man or all the Iron Mans he been in. It's easy numbers. I forget how many millions that is, but I remember I looked it up once upon a time, and I was like, whoa, right? So my point ultimately about a gentleman like Badejo, this brother, man, Badejo his family should be set for life. His families should be set for life. Straight up. You don't don the suit of the first xenomorph alien character, as important as that has become to movies, video games, television shows, tons of animations and comic books. I mean, everything you can name, it's out there. It's out there. And so, you know, when I wear this shirt, when I salute this gentleman, it's a real statement. It's a true fashion statement. It's a true Black history statement. It's a true statement to how we got to value our time on this earth. We got to value our presence. We got to value our contributions. We have to demand that they be honored. We cannot take for granted, as it often happens throughout history, when we get opportunities, that it's just for the day you did the thing, and after that it's, you know, back to whatever you had going on. No. If you were important enough and unique enough to fit the suit, you understand? To fit the suit that's going to garner in its early income 184 million, then you are worthy of your fair portion for the life of that intellectual property. You should you should get what you deserve. And it should be contractually aligned with your opportunity. It should be in there. It shouldn't be weaseled out of and everything. Because the worst thing I read, it said that it was speculated that there was a RV, y'all. You know, a mobile vehicle that, you know, was not fancy if it was in the 1979 film. I haven't seen the old Alien in a long time. But when they even said it was featured in the film, and one thing I read, I said, where in the movie was that? I was like, before they left Earth, maybe there was some RV in a scene, but I was like, it must have been shitty. I mean, how nice could it have been? From what I remember, all the different, you know, vaguely in my mind, the scenes of that movie and what it entails. I'm like, so they say they gave him that as part of his payment. I said, holy freaking frack. Just the level of shame that is to me for what this movie has made. I think they should be paying, I'm talking about the studio, everybody, whoever it is, I forget exactly which entity owns the rights to Alien. But whichever movie house, whichever intellectual property house owns that, they deserve, the family of this man to this day deserves millions, if not close to $1 billion, if not over $1 billion, for his contribution to what started it all. And that's just one small example, because I know of other people who've been done the same way. I mean, from being in the film business myself for so long, I've seen it. I've seen it manifest when people haven't gotten their just due. So this is just a shout out to those who, in another way of speaking of the concept of being a father, are the fathers of great concepts that never get their just due. Make sure your dads, all of us, get our just due. Respect.